Okay, this is an attempt to talk about this problem of the intertwining of the fortunes of the sovereignty and the fortunes of banking systems, what the FT has called the lethal embrace. I'm showing here one sense in which the fortunes of these two systems are intertwined, that the banking system is loaded up with sovereign debt here. The banking system of country A is loaded up with the sovereign debt of country A. There's another sense also, which is that the deposits of this banking system are typically insured, okay, by country A also, so that the fortunes of the banking system turn out to affect the fortunes of the sovereignty. So it goes both ways. Now, this is, in my view, causing a problem, an intellectual problem in our ability to think our way through this, because these two problems are different, and yet they seem to be intertwined, and we can't get our arms around this. So one idea is to separate them and to imagine them being separated by creating a special purpose vehicle here which buys the sovereign debt of country A, takes it off the balance sheet of the banking system, financing that by issuing short-term debt, long-term debt, and having some equity investors here as well, different kinds of securities issued, and not just of countries that are in trouble, let's say country A, but also of all European countries. All sovereign debt anywhere in the European banking system is bought by this SPV, so that you wind up having a portfolio of European sovereign debt as the asset of this SPV. Similarly, this deposit insurance, okay, is actually an implicit contingent liability of the sovereignty. Call it sovereign debt A prime. So let's take that off the balance sheet of the banking system as well and have the SPV buy that as well. Not just again, of country A, but also of all of these countries. So once again, you wind up with a diversified portfolio of European debt. Once this debt is gone, let's say that the purchase of this allows the banking to get rid of its other debt. Perhaps the purchase of the deposit insurance actually even recapitalizes some of this banking system. The banking system may not be completely solvent yet, but we've separated out the problems. And a banking union is conceivable now as a separate thing from a fiscal union, separate thing from a political union. We're talking about banks with private liabilities and private assets. Not only that, because we've disentangled the problems of the sovereignty from the problems of the banking system, it's quite conceivable that the valuation of the banking system is higher than it was before, because you don't have to take into account, in valuing the banking system, what are the fortunes of the sovereignty. And similarly, the valuation of the SPV, okay, may be higher, because in thinking about the debt here, you don't have to think about the fortunes of the banking system. So by disentangling the two, we wind up creating value. We also wind up creating some political maneuvering room in order to solve these problems one at a time instead of all at once. That's the idea.